get my story straight. My friends are in the bathroom, getting higher than the Empire State. My lover, she is waiting for me just across the bar. My seat's been taken by some sunglasses, asking about a scar. And I know I gave it to you months ago. I know you're trying to forget, but between the drinks and subtle things, the holes in my apologies, you know, I'm trying hard to take it back. So if by the time the bar closes and you feel like falling down, I'll carry you home tonight. Set
Welcome to AC Davis High School's commencement ceremony to honor the graduating class of 2019. Please join us in the next couple of hours to make this very memorable for our graduating seniors. I'd like to invite Jordan Hilton to the stage. She is our ASB president for the 2018-2019 class, and she will lead us in the national anthem.
Graduating seniors, please turn around. And audience, please stand and remove your hats.
The flag's actually right there.
Okay, are you just going to start?
You may be seated. If you have not done so already, please silence your cell phones and remain seated for the entire ceremony. That way everyone can see the graduating students. It will ensure that all parents, guardians, and friends see them receiving their diplomas on stage. At this time, I ask that you join me in welcoming the AC Davis staff. They're in the front. Thank you for coming tonight. We have several distinguished guests on the stage tonight. It's my pleasure to welcome Dr. Jack Arian, our superintendent. We have Berenice Ponce, our school board member. Martha Rice. We have the school board member and vice president, Graciela Villanueva. We have the school board president, Raymond Navarro, and school board member, Don Davis Jr. And now I'd like to invite all of our admins. So we have Mr. Bob Stanley, Mrs. Heather Hasty, Mr. Lorenzo Alvarado. We have our guest speaker, Mr. Milden. And then our principal, Mr. Ryan McDaniel. And I am Mrs. Shelton. Okay. So at this time, it is my honor and pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Ryan McDaniel.
Good evening. On behalf of the Davis community, I would like to welcome family and friends, the superintendent, school board members, faculty, and our graduates to the 2019 AC Davis commencement ceremony. I have to be honest, I had difficulties constructing my last message to you, Davis High School class of 2019. My struggles came from wanting to give this class their due diligence and acknowledging the impact this class has had on the Davis family. It is challenging to articulate just how special Davis High School is to outsiders. But for those of us who are a part of this great institution, no justification is needed. The uniqueness of Davis High School has developed from rich traditions and a deep-rooted history that spans many generations and social changes. As you have experienced firsthand, Davis High School stands for many things, not least of which is an unwavering unity of family. And the class of 2019 has been instrumental in sustaining and strengthening this quality. I do not have an abundant amount of wisdom to pass on to you about life after high school or the key to success. But what I can pass on is the knowledge that life is not all about meeting deadlines, accruing accomplishments, or getting to that one particular point in time. Many of us fall into the trap of looking at points in time as the end game to happiness. For instance, if I just get that degree, obtain that perfect job, or make a certain amount of money, then I would be happy. Or as soon as I buy a house, the kids graduate from high school, or I reach retirement age, then I would be happy. I can assure you, as you get older and reflect on your life, points in time are not the end game of happiness. Rather, the process and the journey is what makes life meaningful and rewarding. Savor every moment of your youth, learn to grow from your struggles, and spend as much time as possible with your loved ones. Recently, NFL quarterback Drew Brees stated, "Anyone can see the adversity in difficult situations, but it takes a strong person to see the opportunity." Class of 2019, life is difficult, challenging, and at times can be overwhelming. Know that those difficult times will foster opportunities to those who are persistent, strong-minded, and resilient. From my perspective, what defines the Davis High School class of 2019 is your ability to project greatness while still displaying a high level of humility and compassion. All that the Davis family asks of you as you move forward in life is to work hard, stay humble, and be kind. The rest will take care of itself. Class of 2019, it has been our pleasure to serve you over the years. May you all experience good health and much success. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. McDaniel. Our program will continue with comments from our superintendent, and it's with great pleasure that I introduce Dr. Jack Irian. Dr. Irian has an impressive resume with many remarkable accomplishments, from being named Outstanding Principal, Football Coach of the Year, to receiving the Crystal Apple Award. So it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Jack Irian.
Well, thank you, Becky. And to the Pirates, past, present, and future, to the parents and family members who are here this evening, guests and staff members, I'd like to welcome everyone here as we celebrate the Davis High School class of 2019. Graduation is one of those milestones in your life that will stay with you forever. And tonight, in the little time that I have, I simply want to share a few minutes of time to remind you of some simple lessons that you learned when you first entered school. Robert Fulghum, he's a Seattle author, wrote a book several years ago. It was titled, "All I Ever Really Needed to Know I Learned in Kindergarten," and I'd like to read an excerpt from that book. And I quote, "Most of what I really need to know about how to live and what to do, how to be, I learned in kindergarten. These are the things I learned. Share everything, play fair, don't hit people, put things back where you found them, clean up your own mess, don't take things that aren't yours, say you're sorry when you hurt someone, wash your hands before you eat, flush, warm cookies and cold milk are good for you, live a balanced life, learn some and think some, draw and paint and sing and dance and play and work some. When you go out into the world, watch out for traffic. Hold hands and stick together. Be aware of wonder. Remember the little seed in the plastic cup? The roots go down, the plant goes up, and nobody really knows how or why, but we are all like that. And then my favorite, take a nap every afternoon. Think of what a better world it would be if all of us, the entire world, had cookies and milk about 3 o'clock in the afternoon every day. And when we were done with the milk and cookies, we'd grab our blankie and we'd lay down for a nap. Sound pretty cool? Anybody? No, oh, there's 5 or 6 of you. Good, good. And maybe some people in the stands at my age who also like that idea. But what would you think if there was a basic policy in our nation and other nations around the world to always put things back where we found them and to clean up our messes? It is still true, no matter how old you are, when you go out into the world, it is best to hold hands and stick together. It is this last lesson that I want to emphasize: hold hands and stick together. I'm sure that most, if not all of you, have noticed a flock of geese flying in their V formation, flying overhead. I think that those geese understand all of these lessons that you learned in kindergarten. One of the things that they certainly understand is to stick together. Did you know, for example, that if a goose falls sick and then goes to the ground, that 2 other geese stay with the fallen goose until it is healthy enough to fly? That's why at times you'll see a missing formation, or you'll see 3 geese instead of a larger formation. Now those 2 geese that stay behind to be with the sick one, there's a couple of friends. And speaking of friends, I want to tell you just briefly about my college roommate, Paul. Paul wanted to become a dentist, and he did, just like his father. He eventually bought his father's business out. And one time, many years ago, Paul had his business in the Seattle area. I went for a visit. I visited Paul at his office, and he took me to the examining rooms, and one of the things that I noticed is on the ceiling in every examining room was a poster. And so that if you were the patient, you'd lay back, the dentist would lower the chair, and you'd be looking at the ceiling straight at the poster. Now there's one poster I've got to tell you about, and here's what it said. You don't have to floss all of your teeth, just the ones you want to keep. Now, the saying on that poster can be applied to many parts of our lives. For example, please remember you don't have to pay attention to all of your friends, just the ones you want to keep. In education, we say it a little bit differently. We say that students don't care about how much we know until they know how much we care. This life, as Ryan said, is about relationships. It is not about any one of us. It is about all of us. It is about us sticking together and holding hands as we go out into the world. And as you go out into the world, I again congratulate the pirate class of 2019. May you always remember the life lessons you were taught in kindergarten, and please don't forget to floss. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Arian. At this time, we'll hear we will have what is our speaker here? So we'll hear a musical selection by Dante Gomez. He will be singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Welcome to the stage.
jumble, and the raindrops tumble all around. Heaven opens a magic lane. When all the clouds darken up the skyway, there's a rainbow highway to be found, leading from your window pane to a place behind the sun, just a step beyond the rain. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dared to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. When I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. I wish I was home, I wish I was back there with the things I've been knowing. Oh, and if you're listening, God, please don't make it hard to know that we should believe the things that we see. Tell us, should we run away? Should we try and stay? Or would it be better just to let things be? Oh, living here in this brand new world might be a fantasy, but it's taught me to love, so it's real, real to me. And I have learned that we must look inside our hearts to find a world full of love like yours and mine, like home over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why, and oh, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't I? Thank you.
So our musical this year was Wizard of Oz, and Dante was the Scarecrow. Nice job. Let's give another round of applause. That was awesome. Okay. Next, we will hear from two of our student speakers, Alexis Rodriguez and Kate Pisano. So first, we will have up Alexis Rodriguez. He moved to the United States from Mexico at the age of 8, speaking only Spanish. During his time in the States, he excelled, constantly pushing himself. During Alexis's time at Davis, he was a Link Crew member, a member of the NHS, served as senior class president, and he maintained a 4.0 GPA. Yeah. So he will be attending University of Washington with a major in mechanical engineering. So let's welcome Alexis Rodriguez to the stage.
It is an honor being here today to congratulate our class of 2019. When my mother and father first asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up after graduating from high school, I thought for a second and asked myself the same question. What are my future plans? I declared I'm going to be a fireman. Now that I realize we are only limited by our imagination, my answer is unknown. Our future jobs may not even exist yet. All I know is, yes, we can do anything. Like my family say in Spanish, sí se puede. In the past, some of us wanted to be politicians, astronauts, policemen, firemen, and actors. As we grew older, we added new careers such as doctors, teachers, lawyers, engineers, entrepreneurs, or joining the military. However, now that we're graduating, people want a serious answer. Just to let you know, there is no serious answer. This is our time to take the wrong train, get stuck somewhere. Let's change our minds and change them again, because there's no guarantee that any job or career is permanent. It is okay to make mistakes. No one is perfect. Mistakes are opportunities to learn. This isn't the time to make harsh and fast decisions. When harsh times come, it does no good to ask, why me? The only question worth asking is, what can I learn from this? Additionally, none of us can make it through life alone. We all have a person that was there for us every single time we needed help or to talk to. Whether it was a parent, a sibling, a teacher, or a friend, there to motivate us and to give it our best every single day. When there were harsh times, he or she was there to help us and support us. No matter what the outcome was, that special person was always proud of our efforts. In this audience are parents who came to this country seeking a better life for both their children and themselves. Grandparents who raised grandchildren, friends, relatives who became the parents out of necessity, single parents who did the hard things all alone, classified and certified teachers and staff who stayed late to help us sort out difficult problems we had and came when we called them. All these and many more deserve our thanks. Gracias, mamá. Gracias, papá. Gracias, mis hermanas. Gracias a toda mi familia. Y gracias a todos mis amigos. A favorite quote of mine states, "Nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks." Fall forward. Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. After today, we'll go different pathways and may never have the chance to see each other again. Whatever decision we make, we will be successful in life. As my family says, sí se puede. Congratulations, class of 2019. We did it. I wish you guys the best.
Thank you, Alexis. Our next student speaker is Kate Pisano. Kate is someone who takes school spirit very seriously. If you've been to any of the sporting events in the last 4 years, you've noticed that. Her favorite memory at Davis is working with some of her best friends and her sister during the Mr. Davis pageant. Next year, she'll be attending Washington State University and getting a degree in journalism and media production. Please welcome Kate Pisano.
Hello. I don't know if you guys could tell, but I'm absolutely terrified. So, in the past years, I have attended several graduation ceremonies and have observed the graduation speakers and speeches that come along with them. I've learned a lot by listening to them, like what to say, what not to say, what's going to bore people to death, and the fact that half the audience probably doesn't know who I am. Or if you do know who I am, you're thinking, dude, who let Kate on stage? Or if you're my sister sitting with the teachers, you're thinking, please don't embarrass me or get me fired. But the biggest thing I have learned from observing previous speeches is the fact that you guys won't remember anything about what I'm about to say. After this, some of you may come up and be like, hey, great job, good speech. But did you listen to anything I just said? Probably not. Nonetheless, I'm gonna deliver some sort of message. So let me start by saying this. We're done. Class of 2019, we made it. We actually managed to make it through the same routine for the past 4 years. We went from terrified freshmen to absolutely terrified seniors. Our high school experience, this chapter, it closes now. The sporting events, the dances, the assemblies, the back-to-back classes, and all the social media arguments that followed after are officially behind us. After tonight, I can say with assurance that this will be the last time you will ever see some of the graduates here tonight, and that is a bittersweet feeling. We're on to new things, not as a class, but as individuals who will define our own paths in life. We've grown into amazing young people and will continue to grow into our best selves as time goes on. These last 4 years of high school do not define us. Class of 2019 will grow and better ourselves, not just for our families, our future, or for those who couldn't be here with us tonight, but to do it for our own good. Be selfish with your youth and express ourselves the way we want to, because tomorrow isn't promised. Remember the good and remember the bad. Embrace friends, teachers, people who weren't particularly your favorite, and mostly embrace the world. Forgive, accept things for what they are, and take chances. We made it this far. We've accomplished something. Each one of us has done something extraordinary. It doesn't matter what your GPA was, what our grade and sophomore year math was, how many scholarships we did or didn't get. Doesn't matter whether or not we have tomorrow figured out. What matters is the fact that we're all in this room right now celebrating each other. None of this has settled in yet. There is no next season, no next dance, no next year, and I'm sure for a lot of us, this all feels surreal. Take it all in, class of 2019. Feel it and understand that we are about to take a giant leap into our future. Celebrate growth, celebrate change, celebrate the past, celebrate the now. To quote one of my favorite poets, Post Malone, people hating, say we changed, and look, we made it. Congratulations, class of 2019.
Thank you, Kate. Next, we will hear from our staff speaker, Mr. Alex Millman.
Thank you. I'm a little short, sorry. All right, I know what you're thinking. This speech is gonna be lit. Seriously though, I'm very humbled and honored to be up here. I feel like you messed up though. I wanna say some mean things. I'm not gonna lie, this class stressed me out a lot. The most. So it's a bittersweet feeling I have. Bitter in the sense that you made my last 4 years very hectic, but oh so sweet that you're finally leaving. I will miss you, and I'm extremely proud of this graduating class. It seems like yesterday I was sitting where you are. I remember lining up with my buddies in the back. My friend and I were planning a dance to do after we were handed our diplomas. We were in the front row, just right over there. As I walked up, my heart raced with excitement. I shook all the important people's hands and looked over and saw my mom waiting with my diploma. She had this look of pure joy and pride. I gave her a big hug, took my diploma, and then I did my dance. The rest was kind of a blur. That's the funny thing about memories. The good ones never seem that long ago. Don't take tonight for granted. Enjoy every moment and remember how much this means to you, your parents, loved ones, and people we've lost. At the end of the day, family is the most important. All of us know how much hard work, adversity, heartbreak, and all-nighters it takes to get here. For some it was easy, for others not so much. Whether it was good or bad, easy or difficult, tonight is your night. Be proud and don't let anyone take this away from you. You will miss this, all the different things that make high school so special. The friends you made, the teachers you loved or hated, romance, and everything in between. Like hearing Mr. Culkin's voice on the mic at basketball games, the pranks and bromance between Richardson and Quincy, Klingle's their adopted son, the genuine care from Mrs. Spencer, conversations about life with Curtis Johnson, Mr. McDaniel doing the floss, Mr. Malahan's geeky cool references, the wonderful lunch ladies, Mrs. Ruiz's fierce passion, Mrs. Maine's wisdom, and avoiding Miss Calderon while trying to run out of A building for lunch off campus. I know that doesn't cover everything, but you will miss it. I'd like to take this time to recognize some members of our graduating class. If you had my health class, please stand up. Please stay standing. This is my 5th year at Davis. When I started, I had a great head of hair. All right? These graduating seniors played a huge part in my receding hairline. Not only did you contribute to my hair loss, you called it out on a daily basis, so shame on you. Now sit down. And the Conor McGregor jokes, my goodness. I was walking with my kids the other day, and one of you yelled about a rematch with Khabib. 4 years of relentless reminders that I either have a big forehead, look like one of the guys from Dude Perfect, Daniel Bryan, but mostly Conor McGregor. For the rest of you that didn't torment me, thank you. You're angels. I've mentioned some things you might miss. Now let me tell you what I'll miss about you. Henry dropping bombs on Titan Drive, Brock's no-hitter against Ike, conversations in first period with Giselle C. and Giselle R. Hashtag, it's too early to run. Taylor Yates drilling classmates with dodgeballs and PE. Karen Diaz outlifting most of the boys in the weight room. Roger saying, message or knowledge every time I said something insightful in health class. The seniors involved in the musical productions like Wizard of Oz. The senior football players calling me small body. Some of you trying to skip in my class or asking me to write a tardy note, and just the everyday conversations with you and giving each other a hard time. I know I'm forgetting a bunch of you, but those are a few of the things I will sincerely miss. As you continue on your path, things will get scary. There will be times you want to give up. No matter what happens, don't stop. At some point, you'll have to dig down and find a way to not quit. As Rocky Balboa said, it's not about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Life is going to hit you, and you have to find something that motivates you and keeps you moving forward. For me, movies have always been a main source of inspiration and motivation. It doesn't matter how unrealistic the script is. All it takes is belief in the pursuit of victory that matters. Movies have always given me hope, and hope never runs out. My favorite types of movies were about sports and superheroes. While those Sorry. At first, it was movies like Rocky, Rudy, and Sandlot that fed my drive in sports and life. While those are still pillars in my character, superheroes show me nothing is impossible. As I grew up in Yakima across from Larson Park on 12th and Arlington, I found myself falling in love with the game of baseball. We would jump the fence and play home run derby on the softball field or play an actual game with anyone we could find in the neighborhood. I played with dreams of making it to the big leagues. I played for the Davis Pirates and graduated back in 2006. I then continued my education at the University of Washington, but I did not make it to the baseball tryouts. At that moment, there was a huge emptiness in my life. After a while, I came to the realization that I had not swung the bat for the last time yet. So I made a really tough decision, went against my parents' advice, and transferred to Central Washington University and walked onto the baseball team. One day I was in the Central student store and came across this baseball t-shirt that read, "Die swinging." That's how I always played the game. So naturally, after I made the team, I tattooed that saying on my arm. The next season, I didn't make the team. I was cut. As my tattoo said, "Die swinging." I was not about to let my career end that way. I worked hard. I made the team again my junior and senior year and finished my baseball career on my terms. It taught me a really hard lesson. Nothing in this life is given, and even when you earn something, you have to keep earning it. Sometimes you have to change paths and take risks. Just make sure you're staying true to yourself. And it also taught me, don't get a tattoo as a celebration. It is something I try to teach my students and players. In baseball, as in life, you are going to get thrown some really tough pitches. No matter what happens, don't strike out and fail because you weren't prepared or didn't swing the bat. If you go down swinging, learn from it, get off the bench, and step back up to the plate. And as for being a superhero, well, I know I'm never going to fly or web sling through downtown Yakima, but being a superhero isn't about having superpowers. Marvel legend Stan Lee once said, "That person who helps others simply because it should or must be done, and because it's the right thing to do, is indeed, without a doubt, a real superhero." Part of that is trying to lead by example, which is something my mom and dad taught me. There are some life lessons from mentors of mine I'd like to share with you that have kept me on the right path. My mom always told me, kill them with kindness. Hate always makes things worse and is heavier than any weight I've ever lifted. My dad always told me to hit the dang ball. He used another word, but it did teach me to hit the dang ball and that I wasn't always going to be babied. Pete Orgill taught me that when something needs to be done, take the initiative and do it yourself and do it right. My father-in-law taught me to listen to understand and always have an open mind. My mother-in-law taught me how important it is to get the mother-in-law to like you so you can marry her daughter. My grandma taught me that family comes first and is the most important, and to visit your grandma, especially when you live right down the road. My adorable kids constantly teach me patience and compassion. And last but not least, my beautiful wife taught me the power of communication and how important it is to have a strong woman that always has your back. Also, to rub your wife's feet often. You also have to learn some things on your own. Things I wish I knew after I graduated were, don't spend too much money at the college student store. Learn how to budget. Make sure your laptop battery's full. Always have your laptop charger with you. Keep pressing save periodically as you write your papers. Get to know your professors or bosses and be nice to them. And remember, we are Davis Pirates. Don't let our differences come between us. We are stronger when we have each other's backs. Regardless of what is going on in this country, it is our responsibility to love one another unconditionally. Be yourself, regardless of, oh my goodness. I messed up once, okay. Be yourself and expect others for who they are. It does not matter your color, culture, gender, sexuality, or political views, because if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. In closing, the wisest woman from Asgard said, "Everyone fails at who they're supposed to be. The measure of a person, of a hero, is how well they succeed at being who they are. So always remember, family first, die swinging, be a superhero, and be who you are. We are pirates. Congratulations, class of 2019. I love you 3000.
Thank you, Mr. Milden. Next, we will hear 2 musical selections. Our first selection will be For Good by Stefan Schwartz, performed by Maya Voigt and Delaney Lust. And then we'll hear A Million Dreams, arranged by Roger Emerson, performed by Miss Ruiz and the Davis Choir. So let's give them a round of applause as they come up.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes a sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, I have been changed for good. It well may be that we will never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made of what I learned from you. You'll be with me, like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship blown from its mooring by a wind off the sea, like a seed dropped by a skybird in a distant wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed for good. And just to clear the air, I ask forgiveness for the things I've done you blame me for. But then I guess we know there's blame to share, and none of it seems to matter anymore. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes a sun, by a wind off the sea, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? I do believe I have been changed for the better. And because I knew you, because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed
So next, the Davis Choir will make their way up, and we will hear the next song, so it'll take just a minute.
Test, test, test. Okay. Test. There we go. Test, test. Test, test. Okay. Testing, testing, testing. Test, test. Test, test. There we go. Hello. Okay.
Close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we desire.
Thank you. Okay, I want to thank all of our speakers tonight. It's been an honor that you are all able to share your thoughts and words of wisdom. At this time, I'd like to ask our Marshal Sitlali Cruz, next year's Student Body President, and Trinity Wilsey, next year's Senior Class President, to prepare the class of 2019 to receive their diplomas, and assist Mr. Stanley and Mr. Alvarado to their posts. And while they're making their way down, I'd like to remind everyone to stay seated so that way everyone can see the students as they come up on stage. And then we are at the end of our ceremony. When the students are leaving, if everyone can make their way all the way outside, that way it doesn't bottleneck. So as the students exit all the way out into the grass outside. Okay. Now at this time, I will invite Mr. McDaniel to the podium, the superintendent and board members to the front of the stage to accept our seniors. It's okay. We'll get the lights on.
How you say that? Justin Lee Hong. I'm excited for Justin.
Members of the Yakima School Board, family and friends, I now present to you as duly qualified by the guidelines and statutes established by the state of Washington and the Yakima School District, the A.C. Davis High School class of 2019. At this time, I would like to invite the members of the school board and the superintendent to the front of the stage.
And now, Justin Lee Hung. Sean Edward Lee Hammonds.
Jasmine Annette Reyes.
Alexis Nicole Weber.
Noe Vargas Fuentes.
Anthony Perez.
Citlali Sanchez Badillo.
Eliza Grace Berman.
Jacqueline Aisha Gomez Villegas.
Catherine Kim.
Melanie Alondra Montejano Parra.
Ethan Xavier Emerson.
Cleofa Vargas.
Brock James Williams.
Vanessa Valencia Haro.
Henry James Gargas.
Nicole Aurora Gonzalez.
Natalie Torres.
Denise Guadalupe Soto.
Paulina Omali Pacheco.
Gabriela Judith Guzman Tellez.
Kate Pisano.
Bianca Sanchez Fuentes.
Naomi Sarai Rotman.
Caitlin Michelle Sargent.
Diana Heredia Valdovinos.
Gabriela Ruiz.
Denise Rivera Acevedo.
Josue Joaquin Juarez.
Daisy Rivera Acevedo.
Maria Fernanda Velázquez de los Santos.
Daniela Alejandra Solis.
Jocelyn Marin Badillo.
Alejandro Hernandez Solis.
Madeline Nicole Valdez.
Davina Michelle Yank.
Hannah Mae Meister.
Jordan Ann Hilton.
Brenda Montserrat Gama.
Anna Yoslin Huerta Espino.
Satera Inez Reyes.
Jennifer Jasmine De La Torre.
Catherine Monique Conley.
Koto Hope Durkee.
Fiona Sylvester Dunbar.
Jordan Renee Warren.
Taylor K. Justo.
Deborah Claire Eggleston.
Emma Elizabeth Loudon.
Katrin Emily Fry.
Jose Luis Luna Ibarra.
Nestor Ramos.
Diego Alejandro Mendoza.
Christian Torres.
Alejandro Borges.
Angel Covarrubias.
Daniel Gonzalez Jaime.
Eduardo Castro.
Sandra Libeth Cruz.
Jose Raul Valencia.
Jocelyn Limon Ramirez.
Alexis Felipe Rodriguez Cabadas.
Marina Denise Zuniga.
Angel Jesus Geronimo.
Andrea Marie Barragan.
Brian Contreras Martinez.
Juan Carlos Hernandez.
Cesar Antonio Segura.
Jasmine Elizabeth Belmonte Venegas.
Adrian Rogelio Mendoza.
Kate Salmia Simahone.
Rosaline Giselle Barajas.
Nadia Belén Mora Cabrera.
Nayeli Roget Delgado.
Samantha Nicole Baker.
Heather Jean Crane.
Saida Vanessa Flores Gayona.
Devin Elizabeth Becker.
Delaney Catherine Lust.
Elizabeth Portillo Navarez.
Maya Michelle Voigt.
Eliza Alexis Prieto.
Yasmin Sanchez Gomez.
Asher Luke Layton.
Marisol Rodriguez.
Gigi Cherie James.
Yesenia Garcia Gutierrez.
Rachel Renee Felix.
Mariela Vargas.
Alejandro Perez Camacho.
Crystal Cuevas.
Ericeli Yamil Morales.
Grisel Santana.
Eliza Josper Alcazar Oseguera.
Leonardo Delgado Salvalsa.
Eva Clarice Bush.
Abigail Hadassah Rivera.
Kristen Riley Spry.
Riancy Maria Brown.
Karen Aurora Isles.
Dante Vargas Gomez.
Nestor Salazar Chavez.
Estefania Gomez Ortega.
Erica Yasmin Lopez Zapian.
Susana Gonzalez.
Brianna Garfias.
Yvette Alvarez.
Santiago Ismael Medina.
Gustavo Valladares Jaimes.
Kelly Ashlyn Martin.
Jessa Angelique Carlson.
Jocelyn Isabel Gayton.
Fiona Kathleen Naughton.
Riley A. Kappenman.
Ida Monique Castaneda.
Kayla Chantel Pulido.
Isabel Grace Smith.
Alejandra Oseguera.
Melanie Prieto Gonzalez.
Alexia Nayeli Navarrete.
Adriana Paredes Vasquez.
Juan Jr. Ortiz.
Lydia Marisol Lozano.
Sandra Abigail Rodriguez.
Kendra Suhe Cerda.
Gabriela Yadira Farias Salas.
Ana Sofia Hernandez.
Mackenzie Crystal Richardson.
Sean Lee Dolly Jr.
Kiara Salome Vaca.
Reagan Don Howerton.
Dora Guadalupe Cuevas.
Elsie Akasali Cruz Aguilar.
Kayla Yareli Lopez.
Monica Fabiola Ramos Barragan.
Taylor Luis Yates.
Jimena Guadalupe Barajas Isordia.
JC Rose Hitchin.
Yasmin Natalie Sanchez Torres.
Ana Maria Orozco Anguiano.
Eric Arturo Rodriguez.
Alexandria Unique Garcia.
George Martinez.
Henry Hernandez.
Angel Fernando Amazola Anguiano.
Luis Angel Romero Jr.
James Demetrios Copeland.
Jonathan Rivas.
Brian Ali Garcia.
Seneca Ketchum Tabara Benuea.
Braden Christopher Massett.
Braden Dean Davis.
Juan Carlos Munguia.
Jose Guadalupe Torres Jr.
Jose Gabriel Orozco.
Juan Jose Castaneda Chavez.
Uriel Mendoza Virueta.
Abraham Guevara Ibarra.
Santana Rene Solis.
Peter Terrence Dodson Dance Jr.
Liliana Berenice Mendoza.
Edmundo Jonathan Ayunga.
Alejandra Martinez.
Yaneri Saavedra.
Emmanuel Ruiz Amezcua.
Sol Angela Guzman Vaquera.
Juliana Abigail Martinez Hernandez.
Giselle Rodriguez.
Juliana Esmeralda Reyes.
Joshua Alfredo Sanchez Morales.
Joan Baldovinos Alvarez.
Sabrina Maldonado Santoyo.
Alexander Huizar Magana.
Giselle Caballero Baca.
Christian Berber.
Leticia Garcia.
Diego Hernandez.
Karen Joanna Sanchez Monter.
Alberto Isaac Macias.
Jocelyn Joanna Muniz.
Danny Salvador Torres Ramirez.
Cole Alexander Tweedy.
Rigoberto Gonzalez Jr.
Diego Rangel.
Diana Elena Luquin Monroy.
James Kraus.
Kiana Marie Hart.
Giovanni Perez Godoy.
Francisco Javier Gonzalez Luna Jr.
Stephanie Cortez Sierra.
Isabella Sky Bors Dagdagan.
Mia Antoinette Hoffman.
Lula Michelle Ojeda.
Eric Brian Newell.
Jocelyn Andrea Martinez.
Lenny Ruth Aguirre Zamudio.
Lisette Perez.
Maritza Madrid Gonzalez.
Rocio Guadalupe Cardenas Rivera.
Jordan Marie White.
Jesus Angel Garcia Gutierrez.
Alida Yamilix Morphine.
Jazeel Izu Garcia Figueroa.
Jesus Lisbeth Cervantes Valencia.
Vanessa Juliana Carlos.
Lourdes Villa Perez.
Christian Javier Farias.
Hugo Edilberto Nava Alvarado.
Eric Gonzalez Guzman.
Juan Manuel Nava Gallo.
Christian Rodriguez.
Aquileo Orilana Garcia.
Santos Diego Sosa IV.
Brandon Moises Huerta Vasquez.
Olivia Camille DeLong.
Serena Michelle Diaz.
Cristal Diaz.
Mateo B. Sosa Dagadon.
Giovanni Isidro Yepes.
Sasami Palencia.
Anayeli Hermoso Sedano.
Guillermo Alberto Melcher Banales.
Andy Avila Serafin.
Dominic Isaiah Cruz.
Kevin Bautista.
Jose Brian Medina Chavez.
Vincent Som.
Adolfo C. Bustos Jr.
Joyce Yeslin Osorio de la Rosa.
David Quincy Lynn Worthington.
Christian Johanny Flores.
Luis Fernando Severa.
Dustin Jaffe Castro Guzman.
Abdiel Calderon Mendoza.
Yasmin Guadalupe Mendoza Valencia.
Genesis Ashley Blanco.
Cassandra Areli Hurtado Romero.
Montserrat Mendoza.
Maria Isabel Barrios Hernandez.
Nadia Martinez.
Alejandro Velasco Perez.
Celly Gomez.
Briani Esteves Marquez.
Gladys Cañas.
Joanna Alvarado.
Ismani Sandoval.
Ariana Estrada Montano.
Cassandra Araceli Zanil Rodriguez.
Anaí Alvarez.
Samai Ariano Cardenas.
Adrian Jose Sandoval.
Kevin Ortega.
Jaden Martinez.
Elian Silva Pacheco.
Randy Bravo Mendez.
Jason Jesus Borges Cruz.
David Limon.
Rodrigo Blanco Pacheco.
Jessica Alexandra Farias.
Isabel Elena Dimas.
Aliyah Esmeralda Chavez.
Sierra Yesenia Cervantes.
Erica Hernandez Islas.
Ashley Yamilet Rojas Verduzco.
Yerem Park.
Brianna Hernandez Ramirez.
Alexis Aramis Ibarra Rojas.
Luis Antonio Cortez.
Cassandra Noemi Sasueta.
Ariana Nicole Noel.
Amanda Vanessa Rodriguez Esteves.
Elizabeth Ramos.
Isabella Marie Montelongo.
Ruby Ceja.
Omar Jesus Sierra Sanchez.
Kimberly Rojas.
Juan Torres Morales.
Jessica Sanchez.
Manuel Martinez Jr.
Melissa Ayala Nava.
Aviana Moreno.
Carlos Alejandro Zavala.
Beverly Azaraez Castillo.
Yesenia Ixarelli Mendoza Guerrero.
Kiana Marie Nunez.
Vanessa Natalia Ramos.
Guadalupe Sanchez Miranda.
Jacqueline George.
Marlene Alexis Figueroa España.
Veronica Fregroso Acevedo.
Demesio Emanuel Alanis.
Ajane Harris.
Esmeralda Figueroa.
Elizabeth Mendoza Huerta.
Jackson Allen Clark.
Sherry Ann Marie Barrett.
Casey Ray Barrett.
Callista Ray Leah Yoakum.
Guadalupe Celeste Castillo.
Wendy Eileen Cruz Hernandez.
Cristal Villanueva Villa.
Ruby Martinez.
Charles Ashman.
Ramiro Reynaldo Garza.
Rudy L. Oberlander.
Colby J. Cervantes.
Luis Enrique Duran.
Destiny Abadias.
Antonio Rodriguez.
Francisco Mercado Hernandez.
Joshua Caleb Lamont Montgomery.
Eric Rojas Baldovinos.
Marcus Christopher Lopez.
Jesus De La Torre Aguilar.
Noah Sneed Pastrana.
Jesus Gustavo Rodriguez.
Jalen Antoine Sanders.
Demarion Tejon Carter.
Brian Aguilar.
Ivory Evans Kimball.
Gavin Quincy Kessler.
Ethan Moreno Mesa.
Jasmine Nicole Romero.
Javier Alvarez Valdovinos.
Roberto Torres Barragan.
Jaime Rodriguez Santana.
Angel Abilio Padilla.
Alfredo Diaz Mercado.
Steven Escalera Lopez.
Marcel Miguel Lopez.
Daniel Fuentes.
Alejandro Bruno.
Bryant Alejandro Buenrostro.
Christian Vargas.
Felix Antonio Martinez.
Jorge Abraham Melcher Benales.
Tommy Flores Diaz.
Angel Eduardo Gonzalez Aragon.
Jessica Vasquez.
Lucia Amirani Villegas Romero.
Ricardo Arciga Mendoza.
Linda Karina Cortez.
Itzel Garcia Farias.
Karen Vargas.
Cristina Irene Cordova.
Luis Gustavo Martinez.
Jacob Ray Guthridge.
Isaiah Angel Baez Lopez.
Raúl Guadalupe Mondaca.
Lachlan Fife Erlacher.
Onofre Vasquez Jr.
Jose Manuel Arellano Dominguez.
Faustino Juarez.
Juan Antonio Saldana Jr.
Eric Gilberto Vargas Olmos.
Arturo Javier Solorzano.
Jonathan Velasquez.
Leonardo Orizaba Zendajas.
Lucio Ramirez Jr.
Karen Diaz.
Andres Antonio Aleman Gonzalez.
Eliza Maria Palma.
Aurora Velasquez.
Lisette Nayeli Cortez.
Oriona Maylene Herrera.
Jasmine Valdivinos Virerta.
Rebecca Gomez.
Heidi Penaloza Hernandez.
Naya Renee Cruz.
Jesus Alberto Buenrostro Mendoza.
Marcela Angela Lopez.
Maria Guadalupe Mosqueda Mesa.
Kerani Elizabeth Ornelas.
Stephanie Garcia.
Irene Flores.
Yulady Urania Rodriguez Herrera.
Maria Isabel Valencia.
Alma Cristina Orejo.
Flora Gonzalez.
Monique Denise Mejia.
Andrea Mendoza.
Daniel Andres Oseguera Jr.
Ernesto Valencia.
Octavio Cruz Rodriguez.
Miguel Ángel Sánchez Escareño.
Diego Trevino.
Ellen Gallegos Macias.
Drew Elizabeth Billups.
Joshua Valencia Tinoco.
Taria De Leon.
Nathan Dane Gonzalez.
Tori Trujillo.
Carlos Eduardo Libreros Mujica.
Taylor M. Trujillo.
Daniel Alexander Ochoa.
Deja Ann Hyde.
Jairo Reza Calvario.
Gabriela Candelaria Mendez.
Oscar Cardenas.
Luis Alberto Mojica Valencia.
Isabel Madalia Bautista.
Corey Andrew Johnson.
Jocelyn Rain Marie Sue Morton.
Victor Daniel Morales.
Luis Alberto Lopez.
Juliana Jensen.
Elizabeth Hernandez Careño.
Daisy Reza Suarez.
Emily Acevedo.
Yaneli Anahi Mendoza.
Olivia Acevedo Santoyo.
Ivan Nava Valencia.
Fernanda Perdomo Gonzalez.
Jessica Alejandro Fregroso Antolin.
Jessica Eileen Chavez.
Andrea Elizabeth Moreno.
Fidel Adrian Torres Olvera.
Jasmine Erisari Talamantes Espinoza.
Alondra Cruz Valladares.
Ariana Renee Gomez.
Jada Lee Davis.
Nayeli Angeles Tellez.
Michaela Lynn Alvarez.
Sofia R. Cabrera.
Aaron Ornelas.
Lisbeth Gonzalez Lopez.
Raúl Gutierrez Velasco.
Juan Daniel Moreno.
Rebecca Nicole Mitre.
Christy Verdit Nix.
Antonio Gomez Jr.
Check. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Test, test. Our alma mater, Davis High, will go on in our memory. Our pirate days are rich in friends and bind us in unity. Within her walls we learn of life and gain a pride most rare. And though the years take us apart, our hearts will still be there. And with our hands to shape the world, her challenge shall not die. Our alma mater evermore, beloved Davis High.
Last task that you will do.
Class of 2019, in the count of 3, you may move your tassels from right to left. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
second. I need to get my story straight. My friends are in the bathroom, getting higher than the Empire State. My lover, she is waiting for me just across the bar. My seat's